So, hi guys, the week 2 of the Premier League season is over, and guess what? There were plenty of talking points, plenty of action that took place in the week 2 of the 25-26 Premier League season. You can see the table besides me, and I'll be going through everything that every result that happened in the Premier League season. So, where should we begin? We should begin, I think, with the Club World Cup champions, Club World Cup champions Chelsea. Absolutely brilliant performance at London Stadium. They absolutely demolished West Ham United, who were toothless. Apart from that opening goal that Lucas Paqueta scored, he was outstanding. Probably one of the better players for West Ham. But as far as Chelsea are concerned, without Cole Palmer, who got injured in the warm up, and even without Cole Palmer, they were able to dish out a 5-1 hammering to the Hammers. Joao Pedro looks good, new guy. Estevao looks good. Liam Delap was okay. Caicedo scored, but we expect that from him. He's a brilliant player. And then, overall, it was just brilliant from Chelsea, and will be a big team to watch out for in the Premier League season as well as the Champions League season. As far as West Ham are concerned, I really worry for them. They've lost 3-0 to Mackhams, the Sunderland. As a Newcastle fan, oh dear, that was bad, and 5-1 to Chelsea at home. That is disturbing, and their fans would be worried, quite worried. They could potentially go down, but obviously 36 games to go, anything can happen. 5 star for Arsenal as well. 5 stars for Arsenal as well, who absolutely pounded Leeds 5-0. Victor Gyökeres, his celebration is back. He people were criticized for making that doing that celebration rather, but it's good that he has gotten off the mark. 2 good goals, one of them of course penalty. You would expect him to score that, but Arsenal looked good. Worrying news from Arsenal's point of view is that Bukayo Saka looks like he could be out for 3 to 4 weeks. Odegaard, will wait and see. They say it's not that bad, but they have built up a really good squad. Eze has come in. He was introduced to the home crowd, and then I mean, we'll see how he goes on or gets along in the team. There may be a few outgoings. Jakub Kiwi or Gabriel Martinelli. They look like they could be moved on. Max Dauman, what a superstar he is in the making. But he's only 15. Will not put too many pressure on them. Too much pressure on him. And then Arsenal, who have finished second thrice, 3 years in a row, they'll be looking to go one better. And if they get Piero Hincapié, the Ecuadorian defender from Bayer Leverkusen, it will be a big deal for the Gunners. Let's see how they get on. Next up for them it's Liverpool at Anfield. Will be a big test of their resolve and how far they have come or how far they have gone back. We'll see, but a tremendous performance. As far as Leeds United are concerned, they did lose 5-0, but this kind of game is not going to define the season. They won 1-0 at home against Everton. I feel that they have enough in their armor to survive this season. West Ham and Brentford and Wolves, we will get to them later. uh, these teams could offer a route where Leeds, Burnley, and Sunderland, we'll talk about them, could survive. So these two big teams getting on. How about the defending champions Liverpool? They were involved in a bruising encounter against Newcastle United on Monday. We lost. I'm a Newcastle fan. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to see it from the thumbnail. 2-0, 3-2, they won. An absolute dagger to my heart. That was it was just unbelievable to take. 3-2, Rio and Gomua scoring in the 100th minute. We battled so well against 11. We were down to 10 men with they had 1 man, 2 goal advantage. We came back to make it 2-2, but then it was a little too much maybe in the end. It was really tough to take. I woke up with a frown on my face, and yeah, so yeah, we'll see how we go from here. Isak situation still rumbles on. Reports are that the club owner and delegation talk to the Swede. Let's see what he does or decide to do. Next up for us is Leeds United at Allen Road. Must win. Injuries as well. I mean, Tonali looks like he has some sort of a shoulder injury. Jolinton, groin, share concussion, so he won't be playing. Gordon suspended for 3 match. If it couldn't get any worse, well, I don't know what to say. So, I mean, good win for Liverpool. As I said, Liverpool now take on Arsenal in their next game. It will be a tough test. Liverpool in the last 3 games, uh, two Premier League, one Community Shield, have conceded 6 goals. So defensively, they need to do better. Maybe Alexis McAllister will be back. We'll see. Maybe they will get some defensive reinforcement. We'll see. But let's see how they get on. How about Manchester City, who won 4-peat not so long ago? Well, they were in for a big disappointment. They were in for a big disappointment at the at the Etihad. I mean, losing 2-0 to Tottenham. James Trafford, their new goalkeeper, looks a bag of nerves. Haaland, Ryan Cherky, Tijani Reinders won't do what they did against Wolves the previous weekend, and it was I mean, tough to Tottenham. I mean, they are a kind of a bogey team for Manchester City. So Pep, I'm pretty sure he'll be disappointed, but what should disappoint him more is when he looks at his squad from Riyad Mahrez, Kevin De Bruyne, to Rodri. I mean, Rodri is still there, but uh, players like Sergio Aguero, he's now ended up with Ryan Chucky, who, I mean, for me at least, is a bit of a hit and miss. Kyle Walker to Rico Lewis, I mean, the prime Kyle Walker I'm talking about. I mean, Rico Lewis, Nunes, Matthias Nunes. I mean, the drop off in quality is so big. Jeremy Doku, Leroy Sané, there's no comparison. And yeah, Julian Alvarez has left as well, of course, last season, and I mean, he needs to work on that squad. Tottenham, I mean, brilliant start, 5 goals scored, none conceded, and I mean, Thomas Frank is working wonders. Who knows? With a little bit of luck, they might have won the UEFA Super Cup in Italy as well, in Udinese, Northeast Italy, but PSG came back. That's what big teams do, and now Tottenham look like a really good side if they can get a couple of good transfers in. I mean, you will always doubt with Levy, but let's see what they do. Moving on to some of the other matches, Aston Villa, a club stricken by a PSR. They lost badly as in terms of the result, what was expected. They lost 1-0 to Brentford. Brentford are, I mean, going through a sort of a transition period, and they could end up going down if they don't improve. They have a tough run of fixtures coming now, but 1-0 win against Aston Villa for new manager Keith Andrews should bolster some confidence, and hopefully they'll be able to build on that. Let's see how they go in that tough run of games. But as far as Aston Villa are concerned, they have the Europa League draw to look forward to in the week. But they need to get their heads right. They haven't scored for 2 goals. They tried. They had plenty of attempts, but in the end, Brentford defense held out. And yeah, so Aston Villa need to work hard, and the kind of negative thinking that is festering over there with BSR and everything, they need to deal with it, because it will be a long, hard season for them, especially with Europa League. And if they have any intentions of going too far into the competition, they need to come back to that positive state of mind. We saw them beat Bayern Munich, draw with Juventus, beat PSG in the season that has just gone by. Wolves traveled to Bournemouth. They got a red card as well. Totti Gomes, their captain, got sent off for two yellow cards. Antoine Semenyo scoring, and could have been more for Bournemouth, but they stopped at one. Sorry, I mentioned Antoine Semenyo. I meant Marcus Tavernier scoring for Bournemouth, and yeah, I mean, Bournemouth did remarkably well at Anfield the previous week as well. So, I mean, let's see what goes on at Bournemouth. They've lost a lot of players as well. Wolves, I worry for them. What happens? There are reports today that Strand Larson could be moving on. Let's see if they do eventually sell him. They are in for Cristantas Uche from Spain. So let's see how that goes. But Wolves are a team that could get sucked into a relegation battle, and we'll see how they get on. Al Clasico, Nottingham Forest taking on Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. 1-1 it ended. Plenty of needle between two sets of fans. Plenty of needle between two sets of fans. But in the end, I thought a fair result. Crystal Palace are a good side, even though they've lost SA and could potentially leave. Could potentially lose Magehi as well to maybe Liverpool. But yeah, 1-1, plenty of needle. Nottingham Forest fans, sorry, Palace fans, unfurling a rather unsavory sort of a banner in my eyes. So, I mean, we'll see. Both these teams will be in European action as well. Forest in Europa League and Palace in the Conference League. So, good good things for them to look forward to. Both teams in Europe after a long time. In Crystal Palace's came for the very first time. So, let's see what goes on. A new stadium for us to discuss next as Brighton travel to the Hill Dickinson Stadium, the home of Everton Football Club from this season onwards, built on or near the River Merseyside. Oh, River Mersey, I mean Merseyside. So yeah, I mean Brighton dominated. Danny Welbeck had an absolute stinker, missed a penalty as well as a couple of gilt-edged chances. Everton capitalized. Jack Grealish, could he be the man to take Everton to that next level? Maybe a top half finish or something like that. And yeah, we'll wait and see how it goes for Everton and Brighton this season. Brighton, I mean, last week as well, they suffered a late dagger sort of late heartache as Fulham equalized through Rodrigo Muniz, and yeah, I mean Brighton, Fabian Hertzler, the young manager. Let's see how they get on in this season. Sunderland versus Burnley, the battle of two promoted clubs. 2-0 it finished to Burnley. Burnley, who were beaten 3-0 by Tottenham last season, reverted to what they did in the Championship. Clean sheet, scoring couple of goals, and Sunderland looked toothless against Burnley. I mean, they won against West Ham. The good thing from these teams' point of view is that West Ham, Wolves, and Brentford are kind of struggling and may struggle. And as the season goes on, there is hope that one, two, or maybe all of them could survive in the Premier League season. So we'll see how it goes for them. Last, but certainly by no means least, Manchester United travelled to Craven Cottage. They lost to Arsenal last week. They beat. Sorry, they lost to Arsenal 1-0. I mean, they took the lead through an own goal by Rodrigo Muniz, but Emil Smith Rowe, former Arsenal man, equalised, and Fulham were much the better side for a majority of the game. Manchester United started brightly with Matthias Cunha, but then struggled to contain the midfield of Fulham with Sanderberger and Sasa Lukic. Bruno Fernandes, I've read that there have been bids for him from Saudi Arabia, and he skied a penalty. Not sure where it went, and he needs to get his head in the game. I'm not saying it's out of it, but some fans maybe think it is out because some of his passing or other things, his moaning and whatever he does was there. I mean, complaining about referee not apologizing for him when it was an accidental bump. It could happen during the game. And yeah, so 1-1 it finished. Manchester United looked no better than what they were last season, although I need to correct. They do look a little bit better. Maybe as the season goes on, they'll get even more better. And with no European competition, they can focus on the league and the domestic cup. So we'll see where it goes and how it goes. So as far as the table is concerned, Chelsea, Arsenal on 6 points. Sorry, Arsenal, Liverpool on 6 points, and Spurs as well on 6 points as well. So we'll see how it goes, how it shapes up, how other teams come into the game next week. Arsenal versus Liverpool at Anfield will be a big game. We'll react to that, and I'll see you then. So before I go, just if you like this video, please do click like and do consider subscribing as well. Thanks. I'll see you later. Bye for now.